Hello, sweet friends. Look what I have been slow cooking today, y'all. This is a delicious one-pot dish. You could do this as a whole meal. You could do this as a little side dish. You could take this to a dinner. You could do so many different things with this, but I'm going to tell you what, it is delicious. It is one of my favorite things to make. Look at it. Okay, so let me back up and tell y'all what I have done here. I meant to get on here earlier, y'all, but I had some company. I had a friend show up. I didn't want to be rude and get on here, and I had to get this going. So I went ahead and got it going, and I'll just kind of rewind and tell y'all what I have did. So basically what I'm doing is a green bean, potato, and smoked sausage dish pot just on the top of the stove. Now sometimes I will do something like this. I think I have even showed y'all like in a skillet. That's like real quick with maybe some fried potatoes mixed in with like a can of green beans and some sausage. This here is totally different, and it is so good. So I'm telling y'all, if you've never tried this, I think you will love it. And there's so many different ways you can make it, but I'm going to tell you how I made it today just because I had the time. But and I will tell you other ways that you can make it also to fit, you know, your time or however you need to do it. But so I got a whole big bag of the fresh green beans at Walmart. I saved the bag here so I could show y'all because I know y'all would want to know. This bag right here, it is called the Market Fresh Green Beans. This was a 32-ounce bag, so 2 pounds, okay, of green beans. And y'all, let me tell you, these green beans are already ready to go. I mean, like, I got them out and, you know, trimmed a few little ends off, and I cut most of them in half because they're whole. So most of them I just cut in half. You can cut them in threes if you want them a little bit smaller, but I like the bigger pieces, so I just cut most of them in half. And let me tell y'all, there was not one bad green bean in that whole bag. Now, I'm not, like I said, I always tell you, I'm not advertising for nobody or anything like that. I'm very honest with y'all about things I buy and the quality of it. And those there were worth the whole $5 that I paid for that big bag. But it was a lot of green beans, and it's not something that I buy all the time. So I am very pleased with my $5 spent on those fresh green beans. Okay, so let me tell you what I did first. Okay, so I got my big pot here. This pot here that I have all this in right now. I fried up some bacon, maybe about, just because I had it in the freezer, so I got it out. You don't even have to do that. If you have a little bacon grease, that works perfect. But if you have it, that's great. So I had maybe about 6 slices of bacon. I don't know exactly how many slices because I had cut it. But anyway, I just cut that up in little small bite-sized pieces, threw it in this big pot here, and fried it up, okay? I left that grease. I got that bacon out, left that little bit of grease in there, which, you know, it wasn't much because it wasn't much bacon. Then I tossed in a whole package of the smoked sausage. Y'all know I had bought that big package of smoked sausage not long ago, so I threw in 2 big links. And I'm going to show y'all how I do that. Let me show y'all real quick. So, y'all know I got that big package of that sausage. This is what I do, y'all. I cut it up in half in little pieces like this and just throw it in a Ziploc bag, a good freezer bag, and throw it in the freezer. And that's what I did with the rest of that big pack that I had. And so today I just got out 4 of these because that made 2 big links. And it does not take it long at all to thaw out. You can get out 1, you can get out 2, because you see that they're so easy to break apart. If you live alone, if you need to just do half, if you need just 1 piece, it is perfect, y'all. It's a perfect thing to make a quick little dinner for yourself or for 2 people, or if you need it to make for a lot of people, because it freezes so well like that individually. But anyway, so I got out 2 lengths of that, thawed it out. It does not take long, and you don't even have to wait for it to thaw the whole time. You can just go ahead, and once it starts to get a little soft, you can go ahead and chop it up, throw it in that hot skillet, and it will thaw and cook all at the same time. Okay, so after I cooked my bacon, that's what I did. I threw my sliced sausage in there in that bacon grease, fried it up really good, and then I got it out. That's what I have over here in this plate. I'm going to show you in a second. Okay. Once I got that out, then I put in about half a cup of onion. Now you can do more. I didn't do too much because y'all know Braden doesn't love onion. So I thought I'd sneak in just a little bit. So anyway, so I sauteed that onion up just in that bacon grease and sausage grease or whatever you want to call it for a few minutes, and then I put in a good spoonful of my jar garlic and sauteed that around for about a minute. You don't want your garlic to burn. And then I threw in some water. I did about 5 cups of water. But keep in mind, I'm using fresh green beans. If you're doing canned green beans or any kind of pre-cooked green beans, you do not want to add that much. So I did the 5 cups, and then I did 3 of the chicken bouillon cubes. Put that in there. I did a few pieces of my smoked hog's jaw. Put that in there. And a little bit of my Creole. Just sprinkle some in. It all depends on how much you want. A little bit of pepper. I didn't do any salt because I was doing the chicken bouillon, so I wanted to wait. Okay, and then I put in my green beans, and I just let those cook for about an hour and a half on a good rolling boil. Okay, so after about the hour and a half, then I put in about 5 of my chopped up Yukon Gold potatoes. Now I just had the bigger ones, that come in the bag, but now the little bitty ones are perfect. Maybe cut them in half, throw them in there whole, however you want to do it. Like I tell you, those potatoes hold their texture so well. But I just had those in the bag, so I peeled those because I don't really like the skin on the big ones, but the little ones I typically leave skin on. And so then I put those potatoes in there, and then I just turned it down and let it slow simmer to finish letting those green beans cook and let those potatoes get good and soft. And it does not take long at all. Now, even using this kind of potatoes, you do not want to be stirring it. Just don't be stirring in your pot because you're going to tear those potatoes all to pieces. It's not going to stick. It's just going to be on a good simmer. Make sure you have enough liquid in there, and it will be fine. All right, so after I put my potatoes in, I seasoned a little bit again. I did a little bit of black pepper. I did a little bit more of my Cajun, and then I sprinkled in a little bit more of this is the chicken powder. Okay, now you can do this, you can do bouillon cube, you can do chicken broth instead of doing this, and water. You can do whichever you want to do. I'm just showing you what I did today, and I know I'm afraid this is going to get confusing, but that's why I wanted to kind of get on here earlier and show you some of the steps along the way. But anyway, so that's the point that I'm at now. It did not take those potatoes long at all to cook and soften up. I've let a lot of that liquid cook out. If you want some of the liquid cook out, just take your lid off. A lot of that's going to evaporate. That's kind of where I'm at now. It's a really good consistency. As y'all can see, those potatoes, those green beans, they're wonderful. Now, if you want to do this in the crock pot, you can certainly do that. Throw everything in there. You can even go ahead and throw your potatoes in there. The reason why I didn't throw the potatoes in with this in the beginning was because I wanted to cook those green beans at a good rolling boil for a little bit before I put everything else in, if that makes sense. But if you're slow cooking it in a crock pot, your potatoes will hold up because you're not going to be taking the lid off and mixing it up. You know what I mean? So, that's another route that you can go. You can also do this using canned green beans. Do it just how I did, but you can go ahead and throw your potatoes in there from the beginning with your liquid and your green beans, and this is a meal that you can have done in 30 minutes. Okay, I just chose to do the fresh green beans today because I love them and I hadn't had them in a while. Don't y'all love them? And you can also do this in the summertime. You know how people do fresh garden green beans with new potatoes? That would be great, and throw some sausage and bacon in that. So now the only thing left we got to do, y'all, I'm doing this a little bit early today because it rained earlier and I didn't get to go for a hike. So I'm going to go after I get this finished up. But y'all can see here, you know, like here's a few pieces of my hog's jaw that I put in there. I put 2 little pieces in here and I just let that cook in here with all of those flavors, y'all. And this is amazing. Y'all will love it. And here is the good stuff. So now, after all this is good and done and hot and bubbly, I'm going to throw this in. This is our smoked sausage. This is our little bit of bacon. I like to wait and throw this in at the end because I feel like if this meat cooks in all that liquid for hours at a time, it's kind of like it's boiled meat. You know what I mean? Instead of like a good seared meat. So that's just my preference, but y'all can totally do it so many different ways and it will still be good, I promise you. The flavor will be amazing. And I think y'all will love this. This is a perfect little summer thing. Like I said, if you have fresh garden green beans, some new potatoes, maybe some fresh garden squash, okra. I mean, you just really can't go wrong with it. So now that I have that in there, y'all, I'm just going to let this sit here for a few minutes. I'm going to turn it up, just kind of let that meat get good and hot. And then I'm going to get me out a little bit of this, y'all, and we're going to taste it. And I'm not even cooking nothing else. We have leftover salad stuff from last night. We have some leftover chicken. If Braden decides he wants that. And I do have some cucumbers in the fridge that I have seasoned up and put a little vinegar on, you know, like I do. So I might have that with some of those with mine. But that's it, y'all. This is just a meal in one. It's good. And you'll love it if you've never tried it. I mean, a lot of y'all probably have done this. I mean, I think it's a pretty common thing, but it is so good and it's so flavorful. There's something about that chicken stuff, the chicken bouillon, and even the powder that just gives it so much good flavor. And then you have all that meat flavor in there, you know what I mean? So good. Let me let this hang out for a second. Y'all can see Belle over there. She's taking her little nap in the chair. We'll see if she's up for going on a hike with me or not. But anyway, I'm just gonna let this get good and hot, y'all, and I'll come back in a minute and I'm gonna taste this. Okay, y'all. This has just been sitting here after I put our sausage and our bacon back in. We're going to get some out. And we're going to do a taste test. I'm just going to do a little bowl like this for now. Because like I said, I'm going to go hiking. And if I eat too much, y'all, I won't get much of a hike in. That's for sure. So we're just going to put some in here. Oh my goodness, y'all. I cannot wait for this. This is so good. Get me a little bit of that broth in here, y'all. The liquid. It's so good. I typically like to cook out all of the liquid in my green beans, but for something like this, that liquid makes it, I mean, just makes the whole dish. I'm telling you. Look at it. When I tell you this is delicious, it is. It's crazy hot. Bella has woke up over there. I think she heard me talking about a hike. I don't know. Give me a fork, y'all. And we're going to try this. Let me go ahead and turn. I just wanted to have this done for whenever Braden got home because I wouldn't be here and I'd be hiking. That way he could eat some if he wanted it. Look at this. These fresh green beans, y'all, are amazing. Of course, in the summertime, you know, you like to get them out of the garden or somebody. Maybe you have a farmer, that sells their stuff and you want to get them from them. But if it's sometime whenever you can't, or if you just need something quick, grab that bag at Walmart, y'all. They are some good green beans, I'm telling you. It's always my go-to. The potato's so soft. Has all those good flavors cooked in it, y'all. So good. Like I said, you can use the little bitty ones with the, you can leave the skin on those. It's a little bit softer. But for these, I typically peel them. It's just what I have, but any of them will work. Any of them. You know, I love this. That smoked sausage, those green beans are cooked so soft and flavorful. It's crazy hot. Absolutely delicious. You take this to a cookout or gathering, everybody is going to love it. The flavor is so good, and just, I can't explain it. Y'all just try it and you'll understand what I mean if you've never tried it. So that's it for tonight. That is what I'm doing. I know it's just kind of been a hectic day, but I wanted to get on here and share this with y'all because that was my plan, to share this with y'all from the get-go. You know, sometimes things just don't work out like you plan for it to, and that's okay. But anyway, this is a delicious, delicious meal. And I am fixing to go have me a little hike. I'm trying to get a little bit of exercise in every day, y'all know, because it's summertime. So I got to try to stay in shape with the way we eat around here. And Bella is loving it because she has gained a pound or two over the winter. And so she needs to slim down a little bit too, just because I can tell that she feels better whenever she's a little bit thinner. She can jump better. She runs better. She just, you know, overall, just like us, you just feel better when you're a little bit lighter. And so it's good for her too. And I can tell that she loves it. But anyway, y'all. I will try to be back on here tomorrow and make something else, but I hope y'all try this. If you have any questions, let me know. And also, I seen where I had a lot of feedback last night on the video about the Blackstone. I just haven't had time to get on there and engage back with you. I'm not ignoring you. I haven't had time to do it yet. It's just been a busy day. Typically I do that in the morning and then I go for my hike and that sort of thing, but today kind of got messed up. I'll get to it and I will respond back to y'all, and I'm so thankful for all y'all and your tips and your comments. But anyway, I will see y'all next time. Bye bye.